Welcome to another episode of Life in Bridgerland Village, overlooking Garden City, Utah, and the beautiful Bear Lake. My name is Tony. I am Hudson Enterprises. Let's plow snow.
So it's been a slow year. Probably 8 or 10 4 to 6 inch storms. Got it almost all with the truck. Had 5 hours on this, pushing some areas back that drifted. That's what I'm doing today. Only had about an inch last night, but the wind blew. Pushing the right side back, and I'm angling to the left. The drifting is on the right side here. Construction projects are a pain in the butt. They don't plow their driveways, they park in the road, and they're not supposed to put their outhouses on the road. Got a hard enough pack on the roads now that I can float the blade for the most part, which is nice. Protects the gravel and makes it easier for these uneven roads, not have to adjust so much.
You can see it's rolling over the moldboard, so it's fairly deep on the left, and the wind comes from the right in this area, so the wing is pushing back quite a bit more, which you can't see here obviously. It's probably 2 feet deep, the drifting on the right. On the left is the cut bank, so that's why I'm pushing it all to the right. That's the fill side, and it can fall off the bank as much as I can make it fall off, given the distance that the wing will reach. Here there's a rock wall hidden in the snow, a decorative sort of thing that the homeowner has put right on the edge of the roadway. That's his driveway. There's also a fire hydrant on the right, which you can see the toe of the moldboard was right on the wall and the wing is just barely missing the hydrant. Gets significantly deeper here. The drifts are about 2 feet on the edge of the road, coming into the road, probably mid-distance of the road before they taper off. And then some of the snow fills in on the right bank as well. After I get to the end of this road and turn around, clear that cul-de-sac, I'll use the wing to push this bank and clean it up. Clean a lot of that's coming over the top of the moldboard off. Push it back into the bank. There's a couple things I'm considering here in these windy areas. The wind almost always comes down the hill, so the major drifting is on the hillside or the cut side of the road. And on one hand, I'm trying to pull as much snow away as I can, because the higher the bank is, the bigger the drift can get. But on the other hand, when I turn around, sometimes I'll use the wing to push a ridge as high up as I can, and that creates sort of a snow fence that grabs a lot of the snow in the wind before it gets to the road and gives me a little more time. But by doing that, given enough time, that drift would become much larger and harder to deal with. But initially in the season, I try to pull as much away from that bank as I can to keep the drifting as small as possible. And then I work towards creating a small snow fence as high as I can reach as the banks get higher. I found that works pretty well. Time for a new camera angle. That squeaking you hear is the front plow rocking on the trip hinge. Well, I apologize for that. It fades. It's not as prominent here shortly. On the topic of the front plow, I generally only use it for deeper amounts of snow when I can't move a full width with the moldboard, or it wants to roll over the moldboard because it's so deep and just doesn't clean a full path. And then I use it to push parking lots and the ends of cul-de-sacs, push it off the end and pile it higher. reason I'm in this V configuration with the moldboard, moving snow one way and the wing cleaning the edge the other, is to move most of the snow from the cut side, the uphill side, to the fill side, the bank side, so that I can push it off with the wing. And this allows me to push the widest, the most width, the full width of the roadway in a single pass. I would love to go faster and try to throw the snow farther. There are so many hazards, rocks and decorative things, the edge of the roadway that's hard to find all the time because it's not delineated. And you can see the banks are getting high enough that it won't throw it over the top anyway. When I wing it back, I can take it down in levels, but even that gets difficult when the banks get so high. When these roads were constructed, especially in the early years when funds were tight, they weren't always built as wide as they should be. A lot of the utilities, fire hydrants, phone, power boxes, were all put too close to the edge of the roadway, to the travel portion of the roadway, which makes snow removal hard to do. A lot of the driveways, trees have not been maintained at a far enough distance for efficient snow plowing, so we do the best we can. up, you're going to see on the leading edge of the toe of my moldboard. Coming up to a driveway that has a rock retention wall. I have to just barely miss. I just went by it, where that bush is. And the road edge is just right on the lower edge of the moldboard, the heel of the moldboard. So it's very narrow, and another one of those places where it requires slowing way down.
Myself wondering what did happen to the last 10. I ran away with my life, fast forward, never turn back again. It's kind of funny that the more we pass time, the more we need to set them rewind. And 19 was the year I had to leave you, but now I'm seeing all the signs. Is this really happening? I can't believe it's true. I'm just as surprised as you. This really happening? I can't be too sure, but one day I'll be yours again. Life lessons come one in a dozen, the other 11 give something from nothing. I sit here looking for an answer. Maybe the biggest question was in the last chapter. You gave me the soul I have today. Without you I never could have moved away. But now I see what you teach. I do believe I always should have stayed. Yeah. Is this really happening? I can't believe it's true. I'm just as surprised as you. Is this really happening? I can't be too sure, but one day I'll be yours again. One day I'll be yours. One day I'll be yours. One day I'll be yours. Life lessons come one in a dozen, the other 11 give something from nothing. Life lessons come one in a dozen, the other 11 give something from nothing. Life lessons come one in a dozen, the other 11 give something from nothing. Life changes just open the door. One thing's certain, I'll always be yours.
course, that trailer shouldn't be parked there. So not only do I have to now work around it, but I'm also having to watch the highway and make sure traffic coming down the hill doesn't become a problem. A lot of times I'll push the snow up on the bank that's next to that trailer if that trailer wasn't there, and then I can watch the highway because I'll be facing up the hill. That makes it easier for me to monitor what's coming and avoid it. Now I'm using the front plow to just push that pile I left coming down the road, clear that up, and I'll start heading back the other way. And finally, here are some pictures of people parking in the roadway, which only increases the difficulty in getting the snow removed. In this case, the cul-de-sac is very small. It's limited room to even turn around when nobody's parked there. And where I have to push the snow is just beyond where those are parked. Similarly here, I guess some people think they are more special and don't have to follow the rules, but I don't really get paid to work around all this, and I wish they wouldn't do it. On that note, thanks for watching. Please subscribe. It would really help me out. And thanks again.